Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Alright, I am back for a little bit. How's everybody doing tonight? I know it's been a minute, but tonight we're going to get back to a little bit of my roots here. If y'all can give me a little yes or no in the chat if the microphone is working. I can't tell. I'm still on a pretty minimal setup here. But it's good to see everybody. It's been a minute. How you been? Seriously. I hope everybody's doing good. Well, tonight I thought we'd get back to my roots a little bit. If you've been with the channel for a long time, you know that I started off as a custom build channel before I got into doing a lot of reviews. So since I'm taking a little bit of a hiatus because my life has just been crazy busy, and I think we all know what that's like, honestly. I thought I'd get back to my roots a little bit and do a little bit of custom LED work. And what better to do that on but the Nielsen Works Tallgeese. So I am super happy to be here. I'm going to be talking a lot during this. That's why there's not music this time, because the last few times I've done music on here with the builds, it has like copyright claimed it. So I'm just not even going to bother with it tonight. But I think the stream's doing really good. If I got a new computer a couple of months ago, and I think the stream's holding up pretty well. Usually my CPU's like 90% and it's only chilling at 15. So, all right. So, kind of thinking about how I'm going to do this. This is actually probably going to be pretty easy. So, because I'm only installing one LED, which is going to be this visor right here. Now, at first, I really kind of thought I would do this all lit up. But this piece here, I would have to shave down so much. And I really like some of the transparency on here. And so I think I'm going to leave this the same. I can always come back to this later and add an LED or two. But I think it is well worth. Oh, sweet. It is working. Nice. So I got good frame rates. Nice. But I can always come back to this later on and add an LED. Problem is there's just not a lot of room, and some of these pieces are holding it up pretty, are going all the way up to the top. So I think I'm just going to leave the head crest alone for right now. I had originally thought about doing LEDs in here, but I think it'd just be kind of overkill now that I think about it. So I plan on taking my time with this kit and doing a lot of LEDs, especially in the backpack. So, Gundam Nut, how are you tonight? I know we talked a little bit before the stream started, but trying to keep up with everything. So one thing I thought was pretty cool, we had this little heart-shaped piece. It's a little bright. Turn that down a bit. Little heart-shaped piece right there. I don't know if that's like a Nielsen's Work thing. I've never done a Nielsen Works piece before, a kit. But I do like that it kind of sits in here. But I'm really kind of glad it does, because I'm going to actually use this piece to mount my LED in. So I'm actually going to drill through this piece, because I think that, because since it fits right behind there, it'd be a really good like backplate just to make sure that the LED doesn't come back through, and I can kind of seat it pretty well. So usually I go with Evan Designs LEDs, but I didn't have any in this color that I wanted to use right now. So this is just a cheap Amazon LED that I found. And I'm going to do a blacklight LED. So I don't know how well we can see that. I'm going to turn this lamp down a little bit. Sorry if I make a lot of noise. Oops. There we go. So I'm going to use this little LED right here, which is a black light LED. I was originally planning on using like a traditional LED, like that, but it was just so much of a hot spot in here that it kind of took away from the whole experience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this black light LED and this blue plastic really lights up with that. So I think that's going to be the better choice. I'm going to have it further back, so it's going to sit like that. But so we're going to get this in here. So, excuse me, I don't have all my tools out just yet, but we're going to figure this out. So while I'm getting the tools ready, I'm going to go ahead and say I had a small amount of time where I got to watch the new Gundam series on Netflix. I don't know how many people have gotten to watch that yet, but I definitely would suggest taking a look. It was really cool because I'm a big fan of like UC stuff, even though like Wing is what got me into Gundam as a kid. UC stuff is my favorite. I'm a huge fan of like 08th MS Team, and that show really kind of reminded me of 08th, but kind of like from the perspective of Zeon during the last days of the war. It was really cool how they made the RX-78 really seem like some kind of like kaiju, like coming to get you monster kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and drill this piece out. Let's see where it lines up. Just a little bit under the tip of that heart. I'm going to aim about right here. And I don't want to mess up because this kit was expensive. So the type of drill bits I'm using are circuit board drill bits. I find that they are really sharp and you can use minimal amount of pressure to get things really going. Hope again, it's nice to see people here. It's been a minute. I know I haven't been posting a lot. Actually, some people thought I was dead. I'm not. So I've just been incredibly busy with work and home life and things like that. So it's nice to see some people dropping in. I know it's been forever. But if you do want to hang out, you know, you can always catch me over on Mecha Apocalypse. I'm usually there pretty often. So either on the Discord or the Facebook page. So I help run that place along with my buddy Corey. So like definitely if you wanted to hang out most, that's where you can find me. Just get that. There we go. Nice and clean. Okay. Sorry if that made a lot of noise in the mic there. So we got a nice, I don't know if we can see that on camera. Little hole right there drilled through that heart. Okay, so let's get an idea of how good this will look. I can come back with some super glue once I get an idea of how this will look and what position is best. I'll probably glue that heart in just to have a little bit of extra security there. Don't really do voice chats or anything like that very often. We're all, oh, that looks good. I'm sorry, hold on. I have been thinking about doing like a build night every couple weeks, but most of the time, y'all have to understand, I'm getting old, and so like always something comes up, and I feel bad. But we are, if anybody watching is interested, getting geared up for our annual charity contest over on Mecha Apocalypse. So every year we pick a charity to donate to as a community, and we run a contest as a way of generating funds to donate. It's a really good time. I'm looking forward to it, honestly, because there's lots of fun to be had there. So I'm going to actually turn off this light over here for a second because I want y'all to see this. This actually turned out better than I hoped. So, 1 second here. We've gotten all dark. So I don't even have it placed yet. It's a little bright on the camera. But look how much that lights up. That is perfect. And it's far enough back that there's not a hot spot. So when we put the rest of the head together, it's gonna look really, really good. Okay. Oh. So we're going to pull that out really quick because I want to come. So I definitely want it like that. So we're going to get out the super glue. Oh, no, it's not going to melt the head. No. No, this thing is only 3 volts. So we are not worried about it. I think eventually what I'll do is, as I wire this in, I will... Well, I don't want to glue it just yet. I need to make a pathway. But, I might glue it to that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and glue it there. But, as I go through this, I'm going to make separate, like, on and off switches for the different parts. So, if I want it to run the thrusters, I'll have an on and off switch somewhere on the base for that is completely separate from everything else. So I think that's kind of my plan with this build. It's going to take me some time, but I think it's going to be worth it. So let's get this set where we want. Has it been so long that my... Watch me cut my finger on live stream. I don't know where he is. I didn't really plan to do this tonight. I just kind of like said, hey, I actually have like a little bit of time tonight for first time in a minute. Finished up some of my classwork early, so it was just like, all right, we gotta have a little time. So I should probably... Oh, they're doing great. They're doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? I've been doing reviews so long that like doing like this ooh. I've not done it in so long. So this is fun for me too, because I've literally not done custom work in forever. Like I think my last custom work was my Golden Goof. Oh, I actually had the lizard back behind the desk right now. So, yeah, it is ordered. Most definitely ordered. And the most important thing when doing any kind of LED work, check it as you go. I think this is pretty fitting for me to get back to doing LED stuff, this kit, because I think one of the first big kits I did on the channel way back when was my Tallgeese 3, or not my Tallgeese 3, yeah, the Tallgeese 3 as well, but I think the first one was the Flugel. And I'd done that, and it made me so angry because, like, a week after I'd finished that build and started, like, really kind of deciding to do the channel and put things up, the Bandai announced the P Bandai version, and I had, like, kit bashed it and everything like that. And I was like, no, and yeah. But if you want to see old school videos like that, you know, check them out. So trying to figure out what the best placement for the wire here is. So looking at the diagram, let's do a little brainstorming together. So it looks like we're gonna have a ball joint here. So that's fine. Now the question is, when we're going through the body, how well we'll be able to hide it. I think we'll be able to hide it pretty well if I go down the back side and put it in that way. Okay. What do you think? Now, do we... I didn't really plan this out. I just kind of said, we're going to put this together tonight. We're going to do it. Ooh. That would look good in green. That would really look good in green. Not gonna lie. I think right here is where we're gonna need this to come through. We're gonna go through the soft spot here. I would say something like always double check yourself. But you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna go for it tonight. We're gonna see what Metal Man remembers about custom work. Hope we don't break nothing. Should be pretty good to hide behind that ball joint. And if we need to, we can even hide it in the ball joint. But I'd rather. There we go. Let's test it out. We have light. Nice. What do you guys think? All right, let's get the rest of this thing put together. What do you say? My little manual over here. This thing has so many runners. I've had to like rearrange my desk. Well, thank you about saying I do a good job. I try. I just honestly, you know, and just everybody know, this is one of those times where I'm kind of having to just say, family and work first, because it is just too much right now to be able to keep up with doing a full-time review schedule. And oh, that looks so good. Sorry. And keeping up with work and whatnot, it's just too much. And I hope everybody kind of understands, where I'm coming from on it. I'll definitely try to do a review on this if I can. But oh man, that looks nice. See, I don't know why they don't just make kits like this. That'd be great. Alright, so let's see what's next on the little parts list. I mean, I'll tell you right now, this thing was a really good, easy so far. And I know I've only done the head. Like, this is actually almost 3 weeks of work for me, because I've just not had any time whatsoever. And I finally got a little bit of time to sit down and build today. So this is like 3 weeks prep just to do this. So, let's see, go here. And I'll tell you, like, this kit feels good. I've never built a Nielsen Works kit. I think I'm pronouncing that right, Nielsen. Yeah, all I'm doing is panel lining it right now. I think the color choice is really cool. I would like to see someone, though, if I had the time, I think I would do like the traditional like Tallgeese 2 colors on this and see how it goes. Like, not Tallgeese 2, Tallgeese 1. Oops. Oh, it'd be really awesome if someone took a PG wing and made a flugel. I just think that'd be really cool. So, see, you go on here. I know that. Before we button up any further, let's double check how this looks. Oh, yes. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I can always run another LED if I decide to do this. I could always run another LED up through here in the future. This is gonna look really cool though. I think that would look pretty cool. It's a little hard to tell on my camera right now, but just because of my lighting, I didn't really set too much up with the lighting tonight. But you definitely have some good color variation in here. Like little different shades, which I always appreciate when companies do that. It's always so nice. How does this go in? Let's see. Like that. I think you probably go over on this side. Yep. we go. Nice. I love how that looks. I think that came out just right. I think if I do it in the head crest, it will be too much. Honestly. I don't know how many LEDs yet. I'm thinking the Tallgeese itself, I remember my one thing I really liked about my Tallgeese 3 build that I did was I did a two-tone LED effect where I put a red LED inside the unit, like the backpack unit, where in the thrusters, and then had a blue one in each of the thrusters. So depending on the number of thrusters on this thing, I think I might hit up like at a very minimum, I'm probably going to end up with like 16 LEDs, probably. And then you're going to have the wiring individual. So like the head will be like always on. Whenever the lights are on, that's going to be on. But I want to do it where you press different buttons, and also I'm going to put potentiometers in here so I can turn on like the effects down a little bit. So it's going to be a pretty extensive build, in all honesty. I think that's kind of what I need to do right now. Like, I need to really get into a kit and enjoy it. I kind of feel like maybe if you watch some of my earlier videos, you can definitely tell a lot more some of the love that I had for some of those kits. Like, some of them are still on my wall. You know, not to say that I didn't feel that with the reviews or anything like that, but like, for example, you could tell a big difference between the Apocalypse review, because I really enjoyed building that, versus like the Nighthawk or anything like that. So I really think I want to find something that is a bit of a kind of in between. Like, I'll do the custom build, and maybe I'll put out a review after I'm done. I am not a fan of wireless LEDs. I'll be 100% honest. Like, I think that they're cool. I think the technology is cool, but at the same time, they're so much bigger than these. These are about 1 millimeter, and so I can kind of get them in all sorts of different little places. But, you know, it's one of those things where the technology is really cool, but the practical use for it, like, I get wires everywhere is a pain, but I think that with this one, I can mostly focus on the backpack and thrusters, and it will be a pretty good experience. I might even take some UV resin and make some like covers for the thrusters, like trace out the shape of how big the inside is, and so I can have something on there kind of diffuse the light and, you know, reduce those hot spots. But anyway, we got it done. We put a LED in the head. So I think I'm gonna oh, and I threw it on the ground. Wouldn't you know? I think that's a good place to call it. I've been up since early, so working on school and work. For those that have recently joined the channel and for the reviews, you know, I know that that's kind of what I've been known for a bit, but right now my life has kind of needed me to be me more than the YouTube thing. So, I really do appreciate everybody new to the channel. I know it's been a while. I checked it today, 58 days since my last review. And I built the Sentinel. I have it ready. I just never was able to find the time to record all of it and things like that. But I think what I'll do is I'll start doing a little bit more live streaming of the build process on this, because I really think that, of course I'm trying to get back to that, but right now I just don't have that time that I did. And I hope everybody understands it. I hope everybody sticks around. It's been kind of a crazy few months for me, and trying to keep up with things, it just hasn't been able to do so. I haven't been able to do so. So, stick around. I think this is what I need. Honestly, I think I need to spend that time making sure that I have all my ducks in a row, but also find a project that I can really just sink my teeth into and focus on. And for what I started Gunpla for, I think that is great. Before I go, I do want to mention again, we will be still holding our charity contest this year. So that's going to be on the Mecha Apocalypse Facebook page. You can see the links in the description down here. We haven't announced anything yet, but it's going to be a fun contest. We haven't decided which charity yet, though. We're going to put that up to the group. So if you want to say in that, please join our group and come hang out with me. That's where you'll find me most, and it's like a second home, So this is, again, MetalmanX. And thank you for joining me and hanging out for a little bit. Big shout out, Gundam Nut. Thank you for hanging out with me and all that. One last thing before I sign off. If you're looking for good reviews in the meantime, while I'm taking this time to kind of redo a lot of stuff and kind of get my legs back under me, check out Dell's Gunpla. Can't recommend him enough. He's a great reviewer, and he's got a lot of the new kits coming up. So make sure to check him out. Great guy. Enjoy his work. So until next live stream, whenever I get a chance, I think we'll tackle the next time, once I get the pieces cut out for the body and figure out what plans I have for that. I will do a live stream for that part of the build. So until that time, we'll see you next time here on MetalmanX Builds.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.